Survive the night.
Survive the night.
Oh God! What was that? Oh God! Survive the night.
Have you guys seen the trailer for the new Batman movie?
Yeah, you just showed it to us.
I don't know why you're asking.
I was trying to, pretend.
I just
Pretend that we're...
bring the audience in.
yeah.
after the last episode now, I'm just constantly watching your fucking hands at that goddamn audio mixer.
I was just this.
Oh, yeah, I'm just turning some knobs. Just don't worry
no,
about that.
I'm doing it.
Yeah. The hell?
So for anyone unsure of what we're talking about, the board that we've got here has a bunch of effects like reverb.
It's unnecessary.
It's
in a
not,
podcast.
but I just can't. It's right to the left of me, and I can't help but every once in a while, I'm sorry.
Great. Thank you.
But yeah, I actually think that the new Batman looks fucking sick. I am a diehard Batman fan. He's my favorite superhero of all time.
I think Robert Pattinson's a really good actor too.
Totally.
Have you guys seen him? He was in like this romantic drama movie.
The Lighthouse.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. The romance in that movie is deep.
He
Oh,
I don't
him
remember
with
what
Willem
Dafoe.
I was going to say Seagull.
Have you guys seen this movie where he's like, I can't really remember it too well. I only watched it once a long time ago, but he's like shacking out with his chick. They're cool together and whatever. And then they have some hard times, like a romance movie. And then he's like, they get back together or something. He's like, yeah, it's going to be okay. And then he leaves to go to work. And then it cuts to the Twin Towers.
Holy shit.
And it's a movie about him dying in the Twin
What?
Towers at the end of it.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I watched the whole movie. And I was like, yeah, this movie's not bad. And then all of a sudden you see a plane going into the Twin Towers. And you're like, that's a bit much.
So, when it comes to Robert Pattinson, I obviously not.
Is
Maybe
it
it's not
Pattison
obvious.
or Pattinson?
I think it's Pattison. What did I say? Pattinson?
Paddington Bear.
Yeah, I was going to say Patterson.
It's spelt Pattinson.
Oh,
Okay.
well, then it's Pattinson and you're wrong. Okay. Moving on.
Unless the N is silent. Robert, if you're listening, send us an email at survivethenightpodcast
Yeah.
at gmail.com.
Get right on that, please.
I was very resistant to Robert Pattinson, obviously because of the Twilight stuff. I hated
remember
all of
that though. That came out, what,
It did.
20 years
I know,
ago?
I know.
And if you've heard the commentary on it too, he was like, I was fucking high 24/7 for that. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And then you see him in his other stuff and you're like, this guy knows how to act.
So my first sort of reintroduction to Robert Pattinson was The Lighthouse. And man, he blew me away. The movie blew me away, but it gave me a newfound respect for him. That went further with Tenet. Even though the movie, have you seen Tenet yet?
No.
I have, yeah.
What did you think overall?
It was okay.
It was okay. Yeah.
It was way too hyped up, personally.
Go see, was it Good Times? That's another movie he's in, and High Life.
I really want to see High Life. I haven't watched that yet.
It's a messed up horror psychological space movie.
Long story short, he's a great actor, and I think he's gonna fucking kill it in the new Batman. And there's one portion of that trailer where he's, I think he's talking to the Riddler character in a jail scenario, and he angrily pounds his fist on the window, and I think he's gonna bring some really awesome intensity to that role.
This is going to become a Batman podcast from now
I'm
on.
so down.
I thought there was like a
Survive the night with a K. Boom.
I thought there was a fly buzzing around in here,
There
but
is.
no, but and I thought I could hear it because I can see it buzzing around. I'm like, oh, it's the fly. It's my cat snoring.
Oh,
But I was gonna say for the Lighthouse, Willem Dafoe didn't make him like me, or didn't make him like me. Didn't make me like him anymore. I hate him because he's got a big mouth and it freaks me out.
Yeah, he does have a weird.
It's huge.
face.
I love him.
Welcome to episode. We're going to call this episode 9.5. This is a continuation of episode 9 where we started talking about Halloween 2018. My name's Amir. I am co-host. I almost said Ryan. I almost said Ryan. You heard that, right?
Yeah.
Why does it happen? Why do I want to be Ryan so bad?
I'm a cool guy. People like me.
co-hosting here with Ryan
Yes.
and Andy. At the end of our last episode covering Halloween 2018, we were at the point where Michael is kind of on the loose now after escaping from the mental institution after the bus transfer crashed. And right now, Allison, who was at a dance party with some friends, is missing. And is Lori looking for her?
Lori's looking for her, and now Hawkins and the police force are looking for her.
Right. So the last we talked, Michael Myers was at a house and killed a couple of people. A kid got away. Cop showed up, and yeah.
So Lori and Hawkins end up running into each other at that house where Michael was killing people.
Right. Lori's coming packing, right? She's got a gun with her,
Yes.
and she's ready to
They're
fucking
bumping
shoot somebody.
into each other, and they're like, funny running into you here.
And it was
I almost
interest-
shot your head off.
I was kind of interested by this scene because there's this. She's basically a vigilante with a gun, and she runs into a cop,
And they're okay with it.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck.
They do the Predator scene where he's like,
You
Hawkins, you son of a bitch. And they've got huge muscular arms.
especially Lori.
Yeah. So that happens, and then Dr. Sartan, he's still alive. He was in the hospital for a bit, but he comes to meet up with Hawkins and Lori, and they end up teaming up for a bit. Hawkins asks Lori, why are you out here? Why are you doing this?
Where did you come from?
Where did
Where did you go?
She says that she prayed every night for him to escape so she could kill him.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
thanks.
It's pretty dark.
Yeah, thanks, Lori. Really fucking team player over here.
Which would make sense because that's all she's been living her life for, is for training and waiting to kill him because of her psychological trauma.
It's really a PSA for like, if you think you need therapy, just go get therapy.
Yeah.
So, do you find that there throughout the whole movie that there's a layer of campiness over it all intentionally?
I don't think there's some campiness to it for sure. Like a lot of the characters have like the dad and stuff.
A lot of the dialogue. And
A lot of the
too.
dialogue. There's like there's a lot of funny characters because both people making this movie came from comedy, so they threw in a lot of comedy. In
I
it.
felt this movie was decently serious.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you can say like there's comedy in most horror movies because it helps break up the
tension,
fear.
the fear. So I think Hawkins and Sartan, they end up driving together looking for Allison. Meanwhile, Allison is she's with that friend Oscar.
Yeah.
The annoying one.
Yeah.
And
Why did they leave together? She left because of her boyfriend
Yeah.
Cameron, obviously, and then he was like, "Oh, I'll come with you."
Yeah, he was initially trying. I don't know if that's happened yet.
Or we all know why he went with her.
Yeah, he actually makes it very clear. He starts trying to hit on her.
Starts hitting on her, and then he wants to take, in quotations, a shortcut.
Yeah.
So they go and do that, and then he
Is that like code?
No, it's literally they're just taking a shortcut, but it's actually the long way home so he can make out with her or try to make out with her. Or
And even here, like I find that this was very intentionally set up by the writers to make Oscar as unlikable as possible. Before, I'm not going to spoil it.
Oh, you're waiting for me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, he dies.
Oh shit.
But they do set it up where he goes in to kiss Allison, and she's like repulsed, and she's like, "Why are you doing this?" And he's like, "Oh, you're not with Cameron anymore, and you're pretty, and I want to make out with you."
That's some real incel shit.
And then he was going, but I saw some signals. You know, you were totally giving me signals. Like, shut the
Whatever,
fuck up,
bitch.
dude.
Yeah, I literally wrote down here like, what was it? He's like the shitty nice guy, shitty nice guy behavior.
And then as soon as, well, he doesn't anyway. Go on.
So she leaves, she runs off, and then he thinks that the owner of the property that they're on is like hanging around there, but it's actually Michael Myers.
Is this the sensor light scene?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a sensor light that keeps going off and on, and then Michael is getting closer and closer to him, and then ends up.
Is he just like watching him or like, hey, what are you doing?
He
man?
keeps thinking that it's the guy that owns the house.
Even if it was, it'd be like, hey, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's got a knife, and he's still
Yeah.
just like, well, whatever.
Yeah, he's drunk too. So
I also found that in this scene, the sensor lights are very inconsistent. They turn on and off at will sometimes. Almost like someone's actually controlling them.
totally, it's Michael. He gets
Could be
it.
faulty wires. You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. He ends up getting like sliced up and then impaled onto the gate of the fence there, and then Allison ends up running back.
Well, he yells at her for a bit,
Oh,
and she
right.
thinks he doesn't believe him because he's a fucking
Right.
douchebag.
I do want to say in this scene though is like probably the best part of the whole soundtrack by John Carpenter. I think it's just like the coolest song they've included in the whole soundtrack.
We should say that like the majority of the music was done by John Carpenter, his son Cody Carpenter.
Yeah, I was wondering that, seeing his name on the credits.
And give me 1 second here. Daniel A. Davies, who is John's godson.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. He also did a short in 2019 called The Nun 2. He did music for I, Frankenstein and a couple episodes of Ridiculousness.
Weird. I want to say, what is it? John Carpenter still like tours and stuff, playing music.
I don't think he does anymore though, does he?
Well, not because of COVID, but like I think he still is performing.
How?
Yeah, he's
It's
come.
like 100 years
Yeah,
old.
yeah. In 2018, he actually toured.
Yeah.
I saw a picture of him when I was looking up some stuff about the film, and he looks like he's wearing special effects makeup. Like he's wearing an
I'm
old
sorry,
person
John.
special effects
I'm
makeup.
sorry, John. Anyway, Michael starts to chase Allison. She finds a house, and they let her in to the house. Like she starts knocking on all the doors, which I think in the original Halloween, Laurie Strode tries to do that, but nobody cares.
Yeah.
But she's actually able to seek refuge.
Well, what would you do?
Exactly that.
You would let her in? That's
Yeah.
what I mean. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Amir?
I think so. Yeah, I think I would let her in. I would kind of. I think you have the ability to kind of gauge if someone is, up to no good and they're trying to take advantage of you versus someone actually in dire need of help. So I think I would.
Yeah.
Right, guy.
No.
Why?
Because she could be lying. She could be doing any type of thing.
She could be a fucking crazy person trying to rob you. It's true. She could be.
She could, yeah. Like, I would probably be like, look, I'm not going to let you in, but I'm going to call 911 right now and help you out.
And
Yeah.
then let's reverse the roles. You're her. You're, trying to seek refuge. Are you banging on random people's houses trying to get in, Ryan?
That's so hard to think of because, like, I've never been in this situation. I'd probably, like, be running around looking for a doggy door, and the moment I see one, I'd just be shooting into it.
I think I would. It seems like anytime someone's in a house in these movies, like a house, it doesn't seem like a safe place.
If my cardio was really good, I'd just keep running.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Or if there was some place nearby where I knew there were a lot of people around, I would go there.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, she's taken in by this family. The police show up. Meanwhile, the rest of the family.
You're saying the police show up to this place too?
Yeah. Yeah, they show up
fucking-
everywhere. They end up getting picking her up. Sartan and Hawkins. They end up putting her in the car.
Yeah, this part's fucked up.
Meanwhile, the rest of the Strode family are at Laurie's house, and they go into the bunker. She has a bunker underneath, like the island of her kitchen.
Right.
Who's all going into it?
So the dad, Ray, Karen, and I believe Laurie goes in for a bit. So they're like hiding in there, waiting for Michael to show up.
And they're
Right.
kind of going in reluctantly. Laurie's kind of
yeah.
forcing them down there because she's crazy to them.
Yeah. So at this point, Hawkins in the car mows Michael down with the police cruiser. They see him walking on the street, and they're just like, "Go for it!" And they just
I'll tell you, I've seen a few people where I just wanted to,
It's
you
true.
know,
Me too.
cut the wheel a little bit.
Anyway, so when they do knock him out, the doctor gets out immediately and like says that Michael's dead, but he's not dead.
He
Michael
doesn't even check his pulse. He's like, yeah, he's dead.
he does check his pulse, but like fakes it,
Right. Yeah.
because he doesn't want him to be harmed anymore.
Yeah, he's putting like his wrist to his forehead. He's like, he's dead.
He's dead. And then Hawkins goes to check it out and wants to blow his head off. And then Sartan reveals a penknife and stabs him in the throat.
Has he already put the mask on yet?
No,
Oh.
that's afterwards. Yeah, he puts on Michael Myers' mask right afterwards and he also ends up killing, trying to kill Hawkins.
Yeah.
Because he wants to feel what Michael Myers feels through killing.
So yeah, I
It's a
think
bad doctor.
Yeah, oof. Yeah, so he puts the mask on, throws Michael's body into the back seat,
And as you see him sort of rising up in front of the car with the mask on, and Laurie's in the back seat, and Allison's in the back seat.
I thought that was a really unsettling image because it
Definitely.
always seems weird when someone else puts on the Michael Myers mask when it doesn't fit the body type. It happened in the first Rob Zombie Halloween movie where the kid is wearing, like younger Michael Myers is wearing the mask, and it does not fit the size of his body.
I think as a concept, though, that would be an interesting idea moving forward for the series. Is
Doing a cartoon called Young Michael.
Yeah. I was thinking more of say Michael actually does die, because the next movie after Halloween Kills is Halloween Ends. If they still wanted to continue the series, it could be like, obviously with serial killers, there's always copycats and that sort of thing. If that was where they sort of took the series afterwards.
Like they did that in the Friday the 13th series. They did that once, and it was not widely liked.
Yeah.
And also, Halloween tried to deviate away from Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And also, people didn't like that.
Yeah,
So,
that was
the franchise can't exist without him.
That was the third one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, which was panned pretty hard.
Oh, panned pretty hard, but getting so much love now.
And I mean, it wasn't panned because it was a different killer. It was, not a great movie overall.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Sorry.
Anyway, Michael, he's there. He's in the backseat of the car, and Dr. Sartan is trying to reunite Michael and Laurie together.
Oh, hold up. So the doctor put the mask on and then raised back up.
Oh, sorry. He raised back up and then put Michael in the backseat of the car, took the mask off, and now he is driving the car.
And I don't even know how because he's a short, kind of old guy. How the fuck did he carry Michael's big ass body into
I
the
don't
fucking
know.
car?
Like, have you tried to pick up a body?
No.
Like a dead one?
Dead ones, yeah, not living ones.
Doctors, if you're listening,
How do you pick up a body?
yeah, tell us.
Tell us.
I've been to funerals in my culture where you need like 8 people to carry a body to the grave.
I honestly thought you were gonna be like, I've been to funerals and I've gone up to the body and tried. I'd be like,
Try to live.
no, that's a heavy one.
They're like, Amir, stop that. Stop it.
I just want to see how strong I am. Do we want to ask ourselves? So, are the doors inside the car locked? 'Cause,
Yes, it's a
Does
police
she try to
cruiser.
It's a
escape?
police cruiser,
police
yeah. So
cruiser.
they're gonna be locked.
Okay, so there's nothing she can do really in this situation, Allison.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff she could do.
So, yeah, she has an unconscious Michael Myers next to her.
Yeah.
Next to her?
Neck to her.
Next to her.
Nectar. Like she could have lunged. Well, does he have the partition like
Yes.
New Age cruisers?
Yes.
Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah,
Yeah.
she fucked.
Yeah, so she's stuck in there with him. The doctor's driving them to Laurie's house. I don't know why. I guess I was going to say, why does the doctor know where she lives? But I'm going to say he's obsessed with Michael Myers. He's obsessed with her also. So he would probably have looked her up.
Do you think Myers is just like snoozing in the bag? Like he's like,
That'd have been so.
"Oh,
weird.
I gotta kill Laurie.
Laura!
Laura.
I got to kill Laura!
Yeah, it's fucking Halloween kids.
I'm assuming there's probably already like her information on some of the records that he's got access
Totally.
to as well. So
Yeah, it's on fucking Google Maps.
that too. If the fucking podcast assholes can find
Oh,
her.
yeah. Oh, yeah, if anyone can find her, yeah. So, yeah, they end up driving there. And meanwhile, there's a bunch of other cops in front of the place, like in another cruiser. And they just have this random like conversation about banh mi sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw that in your notes, and I was like,
So
is he
random.
just talking about how he's hungry right now?
I thought it was funny because the guy was like talking about like, making the other cop a banh mi sandwich made out of peanut butter and jam.
Which is weird because they're cops. They haven't had other cultures' food.
I know.
True.
It
White
was weird,
cops.
but I did think it was funny because the other cop was like, "I'm not going to eat that," and he's like, "Well," or the other cop is like, "Well, what did you bring?" And he's like, "I brought this homemade brownie," and the guy is like, "That's like a meal that a 5-year-old would make for himself." I thought that was great. It's very weird and out of place,
Totally.
but I thought it was funny. So eventually, Allison is able to get Sartan to stop the vehicle because she's gonna like say that she says that Michael Myers spoke to her and he wants to know what that was, but she's lying. She just wants to try and save herself. They stop the car and then Michael bashes Sartan from behind with his legs. He gets out of the car, and what else happens?
I remember what happens at the end of this scene. Which
Yeah.
Is, but
He eventually just gets him out of it, and then just stomps on his face, and it explodes.
yeah, I made a note that about his head being stomped.
What do you think he whispered to Allison?
Well, nothing happened.
No, I know, but like...
Hello, Governor!
Okay. Do you think he was like, the foot-long sandwiches at Subway aren't actually footlongs?
They're not.
Tell people.
They're made out of plastic.
They almost got sued for the plastic. They were only 10 inches.
But did you know they actually had plastic in the bread?
Fuck Subway. The note I had about the doctor was his head made of Jello?
Yeah,
Because when Michael Myers stomps on his head, it just like
it blows
collapses.
up. Yeah, it's a really cool effect.
It's cool, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
You don't remember it.
Tepid
Tepid.
interest in this.
You don't remember. Yeah, so the eventually like Laurie is getting prepared for Michael to show up at the house.
She's putting on like negligee.
Oh wait, before that, doesn't Allison get away?
Oh, yeah, she
She
gets
runs
away.
off.
She runs into the woods. Just I don't even think she knows where she is.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
So while she runs away, Laurie is preparing. The dad, Ray, is outside. He sees the police cruiser show up, and he's asking, like, did you find Allison? What's going on? He opens the door, and one of the cops is dead. His throat has been slashed. And then the other cop, he has been decapitated, and it's been turned into a jack-o'-lantern.
Very cool.
It's pretty messed up.
How...
How did he have the time to do that?
Well, hold up here. Okay. He was in the one cop car with Hawkins and the doctor
Mm-hmm.
and Allison. And then some just other cops had rolled up.
Oh,
and
they
he-
did. Yeah, we actually do see the cops roll up behind the
do?
initial vehicle. Yeah.
Let's take it back here a bit. The cops with the banh mi sandwiches.
Yeah.
Those were the ones.
Yeah.
He grabs those. They end up going back to Michael. I'm gonna say he kills them because they show up dead. Ray sees this and he freaks out, and Michael Myers is behind him, strangles him with a chain or something, or his bare hands. He dies, and then I get upset because I liked that character.
I didn't because he likes putting peanut butter on his dick.
Do you think Michael Myers would have like an eye for interior decorating?
He's been in a lot of random houses, so I mean he's got a lot of experience.
But he's
seen
got many houses.
He's got all that time to do all
Creative.
this.
He's good at crafts.
Yeah.
Crafts.
He's also been like inside a lot of like random places and houses, so he has a little keen eye for the like in closets. You know, he has a detail for how to decorate inside of a closet.
I think he'd be more accustomed to selling kitchen knives and accessories.
I just picture him. He runs into Laura's house. And he's just
You
like,
say Laura again?
what is it, Lori?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Lori's house. I said it Lori the first time, and you're like Laura, so I was like, oh shit, I said it wrong. So it's Laura, you fuck. Anywho, he runs into Lori's house, and he's like, It's a dump in here.
Is that Arnold again?
the feng
Yeah,
shui's off.
Why is he Arnold?
That wasn't my Arnold. I can do a much better Arnold.
See it.
We gotta get to the chopper.
I thought your Michael Myers was better.
Yeah, I thought
Arnold
you
than
think your
Arnold.
Michael Myers was the better Arnold.
I'm not enjoying. This is not a safe space right now. I don't enjoy these personal attacks upon my impersonations.
So Michael is back at the house. Ray's fucked.
Michael, his arm breaks through the glass of the front door and smashes Laurie's face against it. She looks like she's done for, but she grabs her shotgun and shoots off part of his hand.
Yeah, that's a cool scene too.
Was it just those two police officers that were at her house?
Yes.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Yeah. So that happens. Michael retreats briefly, I believe, and then she goes right back into the. Who does she? Yeah, she goes back to Karen and she starts to apologize to Karen for how she raised her. They're holding hands. Laurie says that this house isn't her cage. She keeps referring it to her cage.
Meanwhile, Michael's outside the window being like, "This is a beautiful moment. I'm so glad you two got back together.
And a tear rolls down his mask.
I'm gonna fucking kill both of you."
A bloody tear. A bloody tear.
I just imagine like he hits Laurie, and then he like runs away, and he's just like to another window, staring through, and they're like, and then he's like,
Michael Myers, cardio master.
How does Allison join them again? I lost.
She
that
just
detail.
ends up keeps running through the forest, and then just ends up in Laurie's backyard with all the mannequins she was shooting
right.
earlier.
Right.
Laurie starts to trail the blood that Michael is leaving throughout the house, and then she starts doing this thing where
he got into the house.
yeah, somehow
Oh, they doesn't.
they don't really show it, but he's obviously gonna go.
He knows how to teleport.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. So yeah, Laurie is going through the house, and every room that she has in the house is empty. It has nothing. She basically has this house just to prepare for this one night.
It's how I want to live.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is. Just
Okay.
empty.
So she's doing that, and there's like a button she keeps pressing, that locks down the room. It
Right.
has a cage door on it.
Yeah.
So she's checking each room, doesn't find him. Allison finally makes it to the compound. I call it a compound. With all the mannequins, she ends up going into the house. Ray, the dad, is found dead in a closet.
He was killed outside.
He was killed outside, brought inside,
So-
stuffed into
so
a closet.
Michael Myers was like, chokes him out, runs up, goes to a window door or whatever, smashes through, grabs Laurie's trying to fuck her up, and then he runs away. He's like, grabs Ray's body and somehow brings it into the house real silently and like hangs it up. And he's like, yeah, this is real decor. Feng shui is so fucking good in
I
here
don't
now.
know how he does it, but he does it. He's really good at manipulating people.
With 2 less fingers, no less.
Yeah.
At least.
Anyway, he ends up like bursting through, like he's hiding behind some of the mannequins in this room that he's in, and he attacks Laurie. I think she gets a few blows on him, but she is stabbed by him in the stomach, and then thrown off of the balcony.
Oh right, yeah.
And then there's this.
So she just had a room full of mannequins?
Yep.
I hate it.
Why?
That's terrifying.
Oh.
I imagine like Michael Myers is like stalking through here being like, I'm gonna fucking kill these bitches. Fuck these people. And then he goes into that room. He's like, oh my God. What the fuck?
Yeah. And then there's a really cool part where it's like another callback scene to the original Halloween when he throws her off to the ground, and he looks back briefly because I think he hears Allison come through the front door, and then he looks back, and then Laurie's gone. It's like the
Right.
roles reversed from the original Halloween. And then both, I think it's Allison and then Karen Karen lets Allison down into the basement, the bunker, and then they like prepare for Michael Myers to show up, which he does, rips apart the island,
Yeah.
and Karen is like hesitating to grab a gun, ends up grabbing the gun I guess she used as a child because it has her initials carved into it.
And she's pretending right now that she's intensely terrified to goad Michael into coming down because now the island has been ripped off. There's an opening, and she's like screaming for Laurie and pretending that she's frightened. And Michael takes the bait, and then
So it's kind of like that meme where the guy's like, "Quick, somebody call an ambulance," but not from me.
yeah. I mean, basically.
Yes, definitely. So he gets shot in the shoulder or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why it's never a headshot,
I know.
but that's just always, that's always the thing. I think Laurie is like hiding behind Michael, gets a few shots in on him,
Yeah.
like slices him with a knife or something, and then they kick him into the basement.
Yeah.
They set a trap, these spikes enclose him into the basement, and then they light everything on fire.
Yeah. And yeah.
Well, isn't it? He's like trying to get out because he grabbed.
He grabs
Yeah.
Allison or Karen, I think.
And then
It's Karen, I think, right? Because Allison grabs the knife and like
slashes
Right.
his hand,
Right.
and then he falls in for real.
Yeah, and then they said it's that their house isn't a cage, it's a trap, and then
they're just like, "This house is now a home."
what's that from?
I fucking know.
Yeah,
And yeah, they set the house
if
on
you were
fire.
Michael Myers, how would you get out of that sticky situation?
I would teleport to a different room.
Oh,
Because I'm Michael fucking Myers.
but he doesn't teleport.
We don't know that.
We'd be like, "Hey,
Help.
hey, this has all been a huge misunderstanding."
It's hot in here.
So he starts to burn up.
So before this all happens, there's one scene I remember when they're downstairs and Michael, they get him flat on his back at some point, and that's when they all escape upstairs. But again, like you've got Michael flat on his back. Before escaping upstairs, just pop a couple bullets in his head first.
Oh yeah,
Like,
no,
come on.
they had so many weapons. They could have.
There was like 10, 20 guns down
Yeah,
there.
they should have just went to town on him.
Before we finish off the movie, so you're in the house. Let's say you're Jamie Lee Curtis. You're tough
Looking good.
always. Yeah, and
Toughest
Michael
barbecue
Myers
sauce.
is out there. And what do? Before you answer, Amir, remember it's what you would do, not what the character would do.
And again, this is when you're manning the fort and waiting for Michael.
Yes.
Yeah, I would grab as many guns as I could. I would wait to see which entrance Michael is coming from, get my compadres to grab their weapons, and just fucking fire away.
Yeah.
You're going to burn this house down anyways at some point. Just fucking blow the walls out and fucking shoot this motherfucker as many times as you can.
Andrew?
Is that my name?
Technically, yes.
Oh, yeah, it does say that on my license. I would probably do what Amir has suggested. I would probably grab all those weapons that are in the basement and, just position yourself.
You just got like a fucking... Your arms are full of weapons, and you're like...
No, I would have, they would be distributed to the right amount of people, and we would find our tactical positions.
Okay, well, I have the only smart answer here.
Would you just leave?
I would get out of the house 100% because why would you stay in an area where he could pop out of anywhere? Like, I've never understood the running away, trying to get into a house or anything. Like, she's got like some open area, right? I would bust out of the house, get into the open area, and just stand in the middle there and be like, all right.
So
get
what
me.
they should have done is just because at the front of the house there's just an open area.
Yeah, they should have run
They
out
should
there
have
with
just
their
gotten out there.
weapons, their
Yeah,
guns
yeah.
or whatever, and just stood out there and just waited for
They
them to
should
come.
have done it like old Revolutionary battles where they would just have a line and just shoot.
It's not like he's fucking running at you. He's just like leisurely walking. I'm pretty sure you have time to aim for the head.
And that's the other thing I don't get is we see those scenes earlier on with Laurie practicing with her guns like she's fucking Rambo.
Mm-hmm.
And she never employs any of those skills that we see her training for.
I think because
Is it the tension and the stress?
I
and the
think it's
fear?
because training for something and actually acting on something are completely different things.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, okay, tell that to Keanu Reeves.
Oh, do you have his number?
I do.
Wish I did.
But yes, the
555-431-7806.
That's too many numbers.
So
No, it's not.
Oh, is 555 his area code?
Yeah,
then?
exactly.
Okay, I was thinking it was just the regular number. Anywho, Andrew.
everyone ignores me. I just want to live.
Wait. Okay.
No!
I just want to live.
I hate it.
Okay. So what are we doing again?
What
we
we would
said-
do in those situations.
Yeah.
You guys
Oh,
would
yeah,
stay
no.
inside the house.
No, I'm
and
gonna-
honestly, you'd be murdered. Let's just be straight up.
Could I employ some sort of thing where there's like
A sexy dance. Like it. Hey there, Michael.
Mikey boy?
You know what I would actually do? I would set my house up like Kevin McAllister, and I would put Michael through all these fucking traps. He'd get hit in the head with a fucking paint can.
That would be a much different movie because instead of an hour and a half long of the burglars getting fucked up, it'd be 10 minutes of him walking up to him and just crushing his fucking head in.
That's pretty great, actually.
I would like to have some sort of bomb planted in the house, and then some sort of audio recording, saying "Oh, I'm a helpless teenager, I'm by myself." And
Even in the situation that they set up, instead of a fucking fire, great idea. Have the fucking basement rigged with fucking explosives and
Yeah.
blow this guy to the fucking moon, man.
Also, he's been captured in that the basement, the cage thing, but he's still staring up. You could have just pointed a fucking gun down and be like, okay, bye.
you could have put so many shots in his head there.
Yeah.
He's just fucking looking up at you like a fucking moron. Like,
Although-
great
Put
idea.
a grenade down there. You know
Yeah.
she's got it.
oh, if she had the grenades, they would have exploded though.
You know she's got it.
Sexy dance.
She's like, these boots were made for walking.
Is that movie just end with the house burning?
No, they end up. Allison runs to the road, and they get a ride from somebody passing by. Lori is bleeding from the stomach, and then Allison is clutching the kitchen knife.
Right. You know what I thought would have been great is, again, after this fucking traumatic experience, you're just hitchhiking with the fucking stranger. If the stranger just turned out to be some fucking random crazy person and killed them all.
Again, would have been great, but then they've done that in so many movies too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be a sequel then.
No, there's no money in that.
Yeah, so it ends with us finding out Michael Myers is still alive, right? Because he's breathing and shit.
There's no.
Yeah, there is actually at the end credits, after everything, as you just hear his breathing still.
Oh, I never heard it because I was just fast forwarding past the credits and I didn't listen because I was waiting for a picture of his.
We also know he's alive because we watched Halloween Kills, which is going to be our next episode.
Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting.
Before we go our separate ways, do you have any facts?
Is this the end of the podcast? Is this how you're telling me?
Every episode is us talking about this is the end. This is the beginning and the end.
I only really have one more, honestly.
I guess we've already talked about through the thing anyway.
Yeah, so I brought most of them up. When I was looking up for it, there really wasn't a whole lot. It was mostly here's some fun facts about the Halloween franchise, but not about
Right.
this specific movie. So the last thing I really have is the father and son, when they're driving towards the bus, you can hear a song being played, and that was a song made by John Carpenter and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh.
Weird.
They made it on the set of the original Halloween movie, and Laurie sings it softly to herself while she's being stalked by Michael. And they used it because they couldn't afford the rights to any actual song, so they just made their own.
It's such a deep cut of a trivia fact.
Do you know what the song's name is?
No. No, because in the original, it's not an actual song. She's just singing something that they made. However, they had a real band played in the
I wonder
2018
if it ends up
movie.
on the soundtrack or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, as Ryan mentioned, in the next episode of Survive the Night, we're going to be talking about Halloween Kills, the second part of this kind of reboot sequel thing. So join us on that episode where we will be talking about that movie.
Are you all right?
I'm good. I just was completely redundant.
Oh.
I just said the same thing twice. Anyway.
Okay.
If you want to follow us on our socials, you can do that on Instagram at s.t.n_podcast. On Twitter, we're at STN Pod. And on Facebook, you can just search up Survive the Night Podcast and join our Facebook group. Also, we would really appreciate your feedback, any ideas for future episodes or anything like that. You can do that at survivethenightpodcast@gmail.com.
Or on any of our socials, anywhere, really.
Yeah, our DMs are open, so slip into them like a knife.
That was so sexual.
Was it? Is a knife slipping into you sexual?
You know how you were doing it though. Was
I mean, I was coming at it from the Michael Myers standpoint.
Oh, okay.
Right? For him, I don't know. Maybe he's turned on. So yeah, you've been listening to Survive the Night. My name's Amir, joined by Andy
Hi.
and Ryan.
Yes.
And we'll talk to you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.